Hi there, ChatGPT, the myths and the magic. Catchy little title, isn't it? I came to it with the help of ChatGPT, but I would be what you would call an early adopter as far as ChatGPT is concerned. I really am enjoying it. I see it as a really valuable tool, and anything that's good for solopreneurs, I'm absolutely on it, because we all know that running a business can be really challenging. We're wearing so many hats and we just seem to be getting busier and busier, and, marketing and sales and finances and juggling all of the things. And I think one of the biggest things that we have to deal with is content creation and distribution, and coming up with the ideas for that content, and, content that resonates well and has got great messaging. I have struggled as much as anybody with that. And I can tell you, ChatGPT has helped me enormously. So I really am a fan, and I've made no bones about that. And I've had a few people reach out and say to me, but aren't you worried about this? And aren't you worried about that? And I have answered them, but I thought it would be good to actually put something out there and address a few of those, what I think are myths. And I think the number one is that it's going to replace jobs. It's really not going to replace jobs, because we're human, and humans are, creative and intuitive. And what I've found is it really helps bring that out in me. I've found that the number one criteria is what you get out is what you put in, like many things. And so I've become really familiar. I talk to ChatGPT like a friend. For example, one of my mentors actually said to me at one point, your humility does not serve you. I'm quite reserved. I'm British and an Aussie. So talking about my achievements has never been something that I've been comfortable with. And of course, if I want people to invest in me as their mentor, they need to know that I've earned that right, and that I have been around the block a number of times. I do have great qualifications and experience, but it always feels a bit gaggy to say it. And so I said that to ChatGPT. I need help with this, and I'm really uncomfortable with this. So I'd like you to help me promote those sort of things without being braggy. And honestly, it's so good. So I've found that it's helped me a lot to be more intuitive, not looking at a blank screen. Biggest bonus of all, the ideas. So I don't think it will ever replace humans, because that's who we are. People are always going to do business with humans. And as solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, it's our human element that is our biggest asset. And ChatGPT could never replace that, because it's a database of words, but it can really help us. So myth number one, it will not replace humans or jobs, in my humble opinion, and it will, of course, generate other jobs. Myth number two, it's difficult. I find it's techie, it's difficult, it's hard to use. It's so intuitive. It really is. If you're a member of the Thrive community, I have a training in there for you. I've also got a free checklist for using ChatGPT. But honestly, it's very, very user-friendly, and it's really intuitive and all the rest of it. So please give it a whirl. It's not complicated. It's not difficult to use. That is a myth. 3, it's too expensive, and it's not worth the investment. I have chosen to level up, and it's nominal, less than a coffee a week. I think it's $20, something like that, a month. And I certainly spend more than that on coffee, for sure. I don't know how many times that, because I love coffee, but it's an absolute minimal. Or there is the free version. I like the Pro. I think it's called Pro or Plus, but it's honestly not expensive at all. And, I pay $20 a month, and it saves me an enormous amount of time. Enormous. It's completely removed the blank page for me. It's helped me put frameworks together. It's helped me put sequences together. It has saved me a huge amount of time. And I can tell you right now, you don't get me for $20 an hour. So it's not expensive at all. And I think that's a false economy, thinking about it that way. So myth number 3, it is too expensive. It's not. On any level, it's not expensive. Myth number 4, it's not accurate. It's not reliable. Now, a couple of things to that. It is an enormous database. So I'll actually say things like, give me 5 possible solutions to this, or give me 5 possible key points in response to, yada, yada. I don't take it as gospel because I want it in my voice, and I like to know that what I'm putting out there is actually a real thought of mine. So I will always check it anyway, and I think that's always a good idea. But it's come up with things that I didn't even know. So is it reliable? Is it accurate? It's certainly a whole lot better than the blank page, that's for sure. It certainly has access to an enormous amount of resources. Should you check it before you put your name to it? Absolutely. So that's not really a myth, is it? But always check it and always tweak it so that it's your voice. It's the way you would speak, the way you would write, because the search engines are able to pick up AI-generated copy, and they will penalize it and push it down. So, and plus you're building a relationship. So your audience, your people should be able to recognize that that's your writing. People say to me, they read my stuff, they can hear my accent because I write the same way. So I would always check that for sure, that it's not secure or private. And they do use state-of-the-art encryption codes and securities, but nothing is safe on the internet. So don't go putting in your bank details or your home address or anything like that. I think privacy and security would be taking up an enormous amount of their resources, is my guess. So I don't feel at all concerned in that way using it. I think it is quite secure. But again, I don't share my home address or bank details. So there is that. For me, it's very much worth the risk. It is a game changer. But like I said, exercise caution, which is always a good thing to do. I keep looking up because I face a window and it's beautiful out there. And somebody said to me, you keep looking up like you're reading. I'm not reading. I'm just looking up. I'm trying to break that habit. But ChatGPT, please give it a whirl. It will help your business enormously. And there is so much magic as well as the myth. I find it quite amazing. I've been using it with cost engineers and they're just blown away. I'm also using it with a charity in Vietnam that I really support, and they're also blown away. It has enormous potential, enormous. So it's something that will really benefit your business, and it's going to free you up from things like writing email sequences from scratch, writing your social media posts from scratch, writing your course outlines from scratch. It's really good stuff. Now, we're working on a project controls training because the other arm of my business is in the resources sector. Incredibly niche industry based on, 40 plus years of the Italian, my husband, his experience. And so we're putting together this training. ChatGPT has been an enormous help, and yet it is very much individualized. It is based on the Italian's on-site experience. We moved 20 times to go from one job site to another when our kids were little and he was building his career. But ChatGPT has provided the structure, it's provided the framework, it's provided the pathway, and then we've gone along with all the details. So it's taken a huge amount of the mess off us, which really has been magic. In Push, my mentoring business, I use it all the time. I use it for social media posts. I use it to generate emails. I use it for video scripts. I use it for my reels outline. And then what I do, I go through and I use that as draft 1. And then I add the way I talk. And I take what it's come up with as a bullet point, and then I look at the camera and, yada, yada, and do it that way. So I'm getting all of this quality content that is unique to me, but many of the points I hadn't even thought of. So I'm then using them as bullet points It's magic, I'm telling you. So I do hope you're giving ChatGPT a whirl, because it is an asset as far as I'm concerned, and it will really benefit your business. I'm going to put a link in the first comment to the free ChatGPT checklist that I have. And I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you subscribe while you're here. Have an awesome week. Take care. Bye-bye.